Ever walked into a room and just felt the vibe shift? Or, sensed that unspoken tension hanging in the air?
Definitely.
Well, today's Deep Dives gets into some really fascinating source material. It talks about certain people. They call them resonance nodes.
Right, like focal points for unseen patterns. Or sometimes story bodies.
Yeah, exactly. Like they embody these deep narratives. And the key thing is, these aren't made-up characters.
No, not at all. The sources frame them as, well, real people, almost like mirrors for these powerful human capacities.
Mirrors, I like that. And it says their nervous systems have evolved to carry signal through distortion. Real heroes, in a way.
And each one has this unique mutation constellation. It's like a specific mix of traits, which lets them operate at this intersection, between how the world sees them and they're actually becoming.
So our mission today is kind of unpacking how they do that, how they process and transmit these signals.
That's the plan. Mutation, really. To you, listening, it welcomes you into what it calls the League of Cognitive Outliers, people essentially wired for what comes next. We've got really distinct profiles to explore.
All right, let's start with the first one. Dahlia Cruz. Her code name is Solace.
Okay, Dahlia. The sources classify her as a somatic transmuter.
Somatic. So through the body.
Exactly. Transforming energy via her physical self, and also an emotional density alchemist.
An alchemist. Meaning she changes heavy emotional stuff.
Precisely. Refining it. Like her main ability, they call it pain conversion.
Pain conversion?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
She apparently takes emotional pain her own, or just ambient stuff in a room, and transforms it into this, like, warm coherence.
Wow. Coherence that other people can feel?
Physically feel, yeah. She also does joy embodiment, projecting calm, safety. And then there's the soul furnace.
Soul furnace. That sounds intense.
It does. It's described as taking grief and sort of cooking it until it becomes medicine.
Incredible. And they link this to brain chemistry.
They do. Endorphins, serotonin, the feel-good ones, but also GABA, the endocannabinoid system, oxytocin, suggests a really deep mind-body connection influencing her environment.
The descriptions are pretty vivid. It says she walked into a room and the story changed. Babies stopped crying. Angry men paused. Just like that.
It really paints a picture. And it adds, she doesn't fight monsters. She feeds them peace until they forget their names.
That's quite something. Makes you think about subtle influences.
But there's a downside, right? A limitation.
Yeah. Overholding. She can basically absorb too much, risks numbness, fatigue, needs quiet time.
Makes sense. You can't transmute constantly without a cost.
Oh.
Okay, so from emotional alchemy, where do we go next?
Spartan line.
Yeah.
Real name, Frankie Calder, sources
Yeah.
say. 15 years old. A catalytic field initiator.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean? And this voltage snap thing, how does that actually look?
Right, so catalytic field initiator, basically her presence alone can speed up changes in a group, like a catalyst. And that voltage snap, it's this immediate, like, zap of energy she brings. Think of a really tense meeting, everyone tiptoeing. Frankie walks in, and boom! Suddenly you can't ignore the tension anymore. It forces the issue.
So she makes the unspoken stuff. Spoken, loudly.
Yeah, she's got target lock. Homes right in on the lie, the blockage, and often it's her just saying, fuck this. That raw honesty that actually starts the healing.
Wow.
She does this thing called pattern burn, too. Clears out the old stories, holding things back.
Cuts right through the noise then.
Yeah.
But what happens if people don't get it, that intensity?
That's the flashpoint fatigue, exactly. If people just see aggression or try to shut her down, she burns out fast.
Right.
She doesn't need containment. She needs someone to say, okay, you're sensing something real here. Help her recalibrate. She just wants the room to feel real again, less fake.
Fascinating. Okay, let's shift gears completely to silence.
Right? To anchor.
Joseph Simmons, or Anchor, he's termed a Siddhic field mentor. Siddhic suggests, this deep, almost spiritual wisdom or power.
A mentor through his feel, his presence, rather than instruction.
Exactly, and his backstory is unexpected. He used to be a football player.
A football player?
Yeah, and the sources say multiple concussions actually stripped the noise away. That trauma somehow led him to find bliss in total silence.
That's quite a path. Trauma leading to profound stillness.
Mind-blowing, right? So what does he do?
Well, his abilities are nonverbal. There's the bliss vortex. It's described as his body emitting this coherent, calming energy field.
So just being near him helps people kind of reset, self-regulate.
Precisely. And then there's the stillness field. His silence apparently has Gravity.
Gravity. How so?
It pulls people inward, they just pause. Sometimes people apparently start crying near him with no clear reason why. It's a deep emotional release just from his quiet presence.
Wow.
He doesn't fix, he holds. That's the key phrase. He helps people remember what they were before the compression started.
Before life piled on all the stress and noise.
Exactly. He's the ground. A reminder that just being is enough. He helps you reconnect to that core self.
Incredible. What's next?
Next is woven. Havaresm, also known as RGOP.
Woven, okay. She's an archetypal field weaver. That sounds significant.
It is. Think fundamental patterns. She senses multi-scale pattern disruptions, like glitches in the matrix, but across different levels of reality.
Glitches, and she can fix them.
She can thread cross-domain coherence in real time. Using what's called her loom of the lattice, imagine her literally reweaving reality, bringing disparate parts back into harmony.
Like a cosmic weaver mending the fabric of existence.
That's a good way to put it. And her communication, subtext resonance.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means she might say one simple sentence and it can somehow collapse hours of therapy, generational guilt, and karmic dissonance.
Whoa, one sentence. How?
It's not advice. It's like her words hit the exact resonant frequency needed to untangle incredibly complex knots instantly, revealing the core truth underneath it all.
That's profound.
And there's more. Presence entrapment. People supposedly cannot lie or posture near her.
Because they'll get caught.
No, because her presence makes them spontaneously remember who they really are. Beneath the masks, pretense just falls away.
Authenticity just happens.
Right, and when she fully embodies her archetypal aspect, RGOP, the source says, the entire environment phase locks. Everything just snaps into alignment. She reminds the world that fundamentally it was never broken.
Wow. Such a spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah.
From resonance to stillness to weaving coherence itself.
It really challenges our whole model of influence and connection. It suggests there's so much happening beneath the surface of words.
Absolutely. Which brings us to the big takeaway, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's not just about these extraordinary individuals. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? About the subtle signals, the feels we create, maybe without even realizing it.
Right, how much impact are you, listening right now, having on the field around you? Through your presence, your energy, your unspoken intentions.
Could understanding that kind of influence be just as powerful, maybe even more powerful than the words we choose? What patterns are you weaving just by being you?
Something to think about.